Good afternoon, everybody. Time for another BrickBucks update. Once again, my name is Jim, and this is where we talk about Lego investing and reselling. So today's a special video. We finally have Shane, my counterpart from BrickBucks, doing a video. And let me just say, it's about time. He, as you may already know, he's the behind-the-scenes person. He does all the content editing. He's worked on the blog, he's done the social media, and he's one of the reasons why I came back to YouTube. I had a lot of people that say, hey, you should come back to YouTube, and I'm like, but Shane really convinced me, and I'm glad that he did. So a little background about Shane. He has a very successful eBay and Amazon business. I'm not just saying that. I mean, it's really successful. Now, Shane's a data guy, which is why he's going to be doing today's video. He's going to be talking about a very powerful tool called the FBA Multi Tool. It can help you see the demand for a potential Lego set, what the profits will be, and a whole host of other things. So enough talking from me. I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Shane, and good luck. And always remember, go out there and get it.
Hi everybody, I'm Shane from brickbucks.net. I've been working with Jim for a couple months now behind the scenes to build out the website and to work on the BrickBucks content and editing. Some of you may know me from the Facebook group where I post frequently, but we figured it's about time now to bring another voice to the YouTube channel. We think that this is a great video to do that with. I'm a big Amazon seller, and in this video we're going to talk about a tool that can really elevate your Lego investing business. It's an Amazon-based tool, but it can be used for anyone who sells on eBay as well, because it is very, very powerful in helping you to learn supply and demand for your Lego sets, the sets that you're researching, or themes that you're interested in. So the tool is called the FBA Multi Tool. And for anyone who's not aware, FBA means fulfilled by Amazon, and it's a way that you can sell on Amazon with Amazon actually fulfilling the orders. But the tool is more powerful than just for FBA sellers. It's really, really useful for people who ship their own orders or don't even sell on Amazon. It's useful for people who sell on eBay. And I'm going to walk through why that is. This business, they reached out to us. They asked us to check it out. They felt that it would be useful for what we're trying to do here with Lego investing. So let's just jump in and take a look at this tool. I'm not going to walk through every single thing it does, because the one thing that you're going to realize as we go through this is that this thing is just packed with functionality. It's got so much that you can do with it, so many capabilities. I'm going to touch on some of the biggest ones that are super, super powerful and useful for us. In the future, we can loop back and look at some of the other components that they have. So I'm right here on the website, FBA Multi Tool, and you can download it here. They do have a free trial. There's also 10% off if you use the coupon code in the description below. So as we go through it, if you figure out that this is something that's going to help you in your business, make sure to grab that coupon. So what is this tool? It's a way that we can see data from history of prices, of supply and demand of an item on Amazon. Now you can use this for all sorts of different things. You can use it to try and find a product that you want to sell on Amazon with private label. You could use it to sell, as you can see here, to sell shoes. What we're going to do with it is use it to help us figure out supply and demand of a Lego set, so that we can narrow in on expectations when it comes to the future performance of a set after retirement, and also looking at sets that we're deciding if we should sell or not after retirement, and how the tool can help us to figure that out. So let's just jump in and look at what this thing can do. The FBA Multi Tool is a Chrome extension. What that means is it's going to be installed directly into our Chrome web browser, so that we can have overlays, and the tool can essentially work with the website that we're browsing without us needing to go anywhere else. So everything's going to work right here on Amazon.com. And I'm going to show you what that means. So I've searched for Lego architecture, and I'm going to show you what I mean by this. So we can just pick a set that we can jump into here. And this is just Amazon.com. We open up the the set in question. And what you're going to see here is these boxes that you usually don't see on your Amazon listing pages, right? So this looks a little bit different. That's because I have the tool running in my Chrome web browser. And then it's going to have these overlays that appear right there on the screen. This is going to give me extra data when I'm researching Lego. So I can essentially research my Lego to purchase directly on Amazon.com, and using the things that FBA Multi Tool are going to show us, we can start to make educated decisions on what the supply and demand looks like and what prices look like, profitability looks like, and maybe start to project those things into the future so that we can know how good a set might do after retirement. So I'm going to walk down through some of the things that the FBA Multi Tool is showing me right here on the screen. Okay, so we've got the Lego Architecture Statue of Liberty open, set number 21042, which is a great set. And let's start with this on the right side here, this long box that we have, right? So firstly, it has this top box right here where it has some really useful snippets of information. And this stuff is just great because we can find this information out elsewhere, but having it all available right there in the top corner when you look at a listing saves you a lot of time. And we're in the business of saving time. So straight up, we've got the selling eligibility. So I'm logged in to my Amazon Seller Central account, and this is checking if I'm eligible to sell the item. Now, again, if you're an eBay seller, you can ignore this particular piece. No big deal. It even has a button here for ungating, and that means checking to try to get eligible to sell. Now, that's a whole other topic of conversation that we will come back to in a future video. Getting ungated to sell Lego on Amazon is a little bit tricky, but that's not what this video is about. But so it'll check your eligibility to sell. It will check if it's a hazmat item, and that essentially means that there's extra restrictions on selling items that may be considered dangerous. Dangerous goods, no. So then it has the sales rank here, which is amazing, right? Sales rank shows us how fast something is selling. It's a very good indicator of demand, and lower is better. So a sales rank of 1 would be the best ranking item in this category, and that is the toys and games category. Okay, now 1500 is a super good sales rank. That essentially tells us that this item is selling a lot. Okay, it's probably selling every single day on Amazon, and that's crucial for us, right? Because as Lego investors, we want to buy stuff that's going to be in demand in the future, and the higher demand, the higher the prices will go, okay? Because there's more people, or a bigger pool of people that may be willing to pay higher prices after retirement. So low sales rank is a really good thing that helps us to know that the demand is there. Now it's also got the weight, which during your research stages, it's probably not really too helpful, but it does pay off to always keep that in mind. Especially if you're storing in a small apartment or your limited storage space, and you might want to buy smaller sets. It's got the weight right there and the box dimensions as well if you need them. The ASIN right here that's a unique identifying number for Amazon. If you only sell on eBay, that's not very useful. But again, the sales rank on Amazon is super useful even if you are an eBay seller, because something is in demand on Amazon, it's going to be in demand on eBay, and that really gives us a strong indication. But it gets even better. Okay, if we click the sales data button right here, what we're gonna see is this pop-up, and this pop-up is amazing. This is where we start to look at the supply. Okay, so we looked at the demand when we looked at the sales rank. We click sales data, and now we can see the sellers who are on this listing. It doesn't show every seller. There's going to be a lot more there, but this is the lowest priced sellers. Okay. Now in this case, Amazon are selling this item because it is still in stock. It's not retired. But if this was a retired set, Amazon would most likely not be there. But then you see the third party sellers that are selling this set. Now, what's super powerful about this is right here, the quantity. Okay. Now we can see the quantity for the sellers on this listing. That's pretty incredible, because if we're trying to gauge how fast a set might appreciate in value, we need to be looking at the supply after it retires. Okay, so after a set retires, retailers don't have it on the shelves anymore. Now the supply moves to the resellers like us, and obviously, you know, some of them are going to have hundreds of the set and others are going to have 2, 3, 4 of the set. If there's a lot of resellers on the listing with hundreds and hundreds of sets, then you may need to wait longer for the prices to go up, obviously depending on what the demand is. But that, you know, it does give us a really good way to start to figure out, is a set oversupplied or undersupplied? Or will it be oversupplied or undersupplied after it retires? And based on that information, we can make our buying decisions. So when you look at this one, right away we see, you know, there's multiple sellers that have over, you know, 30, almost 30 to 40 of this in stock. We've got a seller here that has 102 of them in stock. So there's a lot of supply right there. These are also at low prices, right? So this the retail price for this is $119.99. And we have, you know, hundreds of units, well, I guess 200 units that are listed here less than the retail price. Now Amazon doesn't have much stock, so that is, you know, a good indication. But if, for example, I was trying to figure out if I wanted to sell one of my sets this Christmas that I bought last year, I can use this to try to figure out, you know, how many people and how much units do they have available at lower prices than my target price. And that will help me to figure out how long might it take for the price, the market price, to reach my target price before I start to sell my units. That's super powerful stuff. Now, there are other Chrome extensions that let you see quantities of sellers, and there is another way you can do it without a Chrome extension by trying to add like 500 to a basket, and then it will actually tell you how many they have in stock. But it's super slow, and you need to do it for each seller individually. This gives us a list, super easy. This is fantastic stuff. Very, very powerful. Okay, now it also shows us their prices, which is great as well. And then we see the average buy box price. Now the buy box is when you see an item right here, this is the buy box. The add to cart button on the listing page on Amazon is called the buy box. You know, you can go to see the other items in stock by clicking this, new and used, 52. So there's 52 people selling this. And then that'll take us to a list of all of the different sellers. But the buy box is most frequently used when people are buying things on Amazon. And that's probably how you interact with Amazon. That is how I interact with Amazon a lot of the time. Now we can see the average buy box price here, which is fantastic because that really gives us a market price. You know, because prices fluctuate up and down all the time, particularly in the aftermarket when Amazon is not on the listing anymore and they're not selling it, and now you have just the third-party sellers. Some of them could be lowballers, some of them could have higher prices. So using the average buy box price is a really good way to see what's the current market price on Amazon. Again, we also see the average rank, which is fantastic. That gets, again, it brings us back to the demand and seeing how fast is this item selling. And we get to see a 30-day, 60-day, and 90-day picture of the demand. Now, this also helps us to see if it's trending up or down, right? So is the demand increasing or decreasing over time? We see the demand in the 90-day average was 2,285, and in the 30-day average it is lower, which means in the last 30 days the set has been selling more than in the last 90 days. So it's trending to be more popular, and that is obviously because we are now in Q4 and demand in general for Lego has increased, and also with the sales and the discounts that are available. That's, you know, another powerful thing that we can use to decide on when we want to sell something or what we expect is going to happen with a set. The next thing I want to talk about is the FBA calculator right here, and this helps us to see how much money we might make. What's our profit expectations from a set if we buy it at a certain price? So for example, we can see that this set is currently $96, so let's put a buy cost of $96. If we were to buy this right now at 20% off, $496, and with this recommended retail price of $120, what do we expect that it might get to in a year? Let's put a conservative number of 200. Okay, let's say we might be able to sell this for 200 after a year. And then let's just hit calculate. And what this is going to do is it's going to show us immediately how much money would we make from this set, including the Amazon fees. Okay, now Amazon has pretty high fees when you sell on Amazon, but eBay is a little lower generally, but it's still comparable. And this will give you just a ballpark idea. You don't need to get too granular. And if you're an eBay seller, you could do a spreadsheet which does like a full calculation for eBay. But I still think this is powerful because you can quickly see, will I make money on this? Like, what kind of percentage or return on investment will I get from this set? So we have a buy cost of 96, and we're going to sell it at 200 next Q4. And now immediately we see our profit is $67. Okay, so that's a return on investment of 70% in 1 year, which is pretty good. That's what we like. Now imagine if you bought 20 of them. Right now our calculated profit is $1,300. Now, that's super powerful, and just having it right here on the Amazon listing page where we don't have to go, because again, there are other calculators out there we can use. We can use Excel for this. We can use the Amazon FBA official profit calculator, but those would involve going to a new tab, typing everything in. This takes the item right here. I don't even need to search for the item because I'm already in it. We just plug in a buy cost and a sell cost, and then we have our expected profit right here, which is just really, really amazing. And then we also get the profit margin, and the 33% profit margin, which is also pretty good. And then it has the break-even price, which is fantastic. Now we know that after Amazon's fees and after buying this item for $96, what do we need to sell it at to break even? You see the 120 number, and then if you're watching the market prices after 6 months and you see it's at 150, immediately you're good, you're green. You made a good buying decision. You don't have to worry, and now it's just about figuring out how to maximize your profit. Now I'm going to come back up real quick to this middle box, and this sales estimator. This is such a great piece of functionality, and it's hidden away right here. I mean, obviously it's right in the center screen, but it's just a small little snippet. You might not even pay attention to it, but that's just amazing stuff. It has 4K to 5K estimated sales. So what this is the estimated number of sales in a month is over 4,000 of the units of this set. And again, when it comes to thinking about demand for a set, we got the sales rank, which is fantastic for showing us and ranking this set against other toys and games and showing us what's more popular. But having an actual estimated figure where we can think, okay, so maybe there's 4,000 of these units being sold every month, that really helps with our forecasting. That really helps us to figure out how long is it going to take for us to get to a point where the lowball suppliers sell out, and start to think about when we might be starting to sell our units. Now, obviously, it's hard to forecast based on this number because the 4,000 is in Q4. Firstly, it's a popular time to buy, and it includes the low prices because the set is still on the shelves. When this retires, the estimated sales every month will obviously reduce. But if this is high during shelf life, that it's going to at least be better in the aftermarket than a set that has a lower number while it's around. So if you're thinking about two different sets and which one to buy, look at this estimated sales number and look at the demand and think, okay, well, this one is probably going to continue to sell a little more after it retires. Super powerful stuff. So that's a great way to compare one set to another and figure out which one is actually selling more, which is really important. Coming back to the profit calculation that we just did over here with the buy price and the sell price, right here in the middle, we actually see a return on investment buy price, and it's got snippets. So for example, if we want to make a 50% return on investment, our buy price, if we're going to sell it for 200, our buy price could be $108. And any lower, and obviously our return on investment will be bigger. But if we are, we have a return on investment price target in our mind, which you all should, and we know that we need to at least make 50%. I think, for a lot of Lego investors, it's a higher number than that, but being very conservative, let's say we want to make at least 50%. We have to buy this set for $108. If the current price is lower than that number, it's a good deal. You're going to make your return on investment target, so it's worth buying. That's another super powerful. It's so simple, but it's super powerful to have that right there in the middle of your listing page, that you can quickly think about your return on investment and what your buy cost should be, and then you can compare them and see if it's a good deal. So the next thing we see this score right here, and the score, it uses various pieces of information to try and tell you, for a reseller, is this a good listing to be involved in or not. Okay, now we can see a score of 91%, which is fantastic. If I hover over it, we're going to see what's making this this such a high score. So you see return on investment, excellent. Okay, we talked about that. That's great. Competition, excellent. That means that there's not a whole lot of competition. Now we talked about how we can see new and used 52. That means there's only 52 people with this set listed. That will likely change over time as the set retires, because a lot of Lego investors, they don't list right away. They hold the stuff in storage and then they will list them, you know, as it retires. So the supply may increase, but as of right now, the competition is low. The supply is low. There's only 52 people on the listing. The sales are excellent. We talked about that 4,000 to 5,000 number estimated sales, which is great. Amazon, this is asking the question, is Amazon currently selling the item? If Amazon is currently selling the item, they're going to have the buy box. Most people are going to buy from the buy box, which means most people are going to buy directly from Amazon. They won't buy from us. Now, as Lego investors, that doesn't really matter because we wait till retirement. At retirement, Amazon will sell out of their inventory and they won't be on the listing anymore, so this will turn green. The rank percentage, again, comes back to demand, and that is low, so that's what we want. That's great. The profit is excellent. As we said, we were making $67 for every item, and that's if we sell at 200. We may want to wait till we sell at 220, right? So like that's not really unrealistic either, and now we're making $84 a unit, which is almost doubling our money, which is fantastic. Now, this is not even everything that they have to offer in the FBA Multi Tool. Just to repeat, this is one tool, one Chrome extension that's combining all of this functionality and really giving us a good picture of supply and demand right there on the listing page. But that's not everything. Okay, now if I scroll down, you are going to see the next piece. Now, this is a different Chrome extension called Keepa. Any Amazon sellers are going to know all about Keepa. It's a fantastic tool. We will make a separate video talking just about this chart and what you're looking at right here, because it is super, super powerful for Lego investors. But what I want to point out is we won't talk about Keepa right now, but if I scroll a little further, you'll see a duplicate chart here, which is the exact same chart. This is the FBA Multi Tool again, right? This is more functionality from the FBA Multi Tool, and it includes the Keepa chart. So Keepa is a $20 a month approximately subscription, but it's included right here in the FBA Multi Tool, which is just fantastic stuff. When you learn how to use Keepa, you know, it's going to elevate your business so much when it comes to selling on Amazon, because again, I'm thinking about the supply and demand and pricing questions. It lets you see sales history, and based on that you can start to determine, you know, discounts, you can determine demand, you can determine price rises over time. Anyone who frequents the BrickBucks videos, you'll see a lot of camel, which Jim uses quite a lot. Keepa is another version of that, which exists right here on your Amazon listing page and just has a little more functionality to it. It is similar in some ways to camel. So again, FBA Multi Tool have Keepa integrated into it, so I can see it all right here. And if I scroll down a little more, this stuff is just so incredible. We've got these boxes of charts that you can see. Each one looks at something different, but they're so powerful. Amazon price average over time. You can see the 7-day to 30-day, and let me actually zoom in a little bit and see if I can just increase the size here for everybody. You can see the 7-day to 30-day, 90-day, and all-time Amazon price average. You can see on average Amazon's price has been $114 for this set. Right now it's $96, so you know it's a good deal, right? If you're buying and you're trying to find good deals for buying, that's really useful information. Is this actually a good discount, or is it, you know, is it when they say it's 20% off, is it really 20% off, or are they always selling for this price? Now we can see it's a great deal, okay? New price average. Okay, so this takes not just Amazon into account, but all the other sellers as well. The average price in the marketplace. When we look at retired sets that Amazon are not on, that's going to be super powerful. And we'll do a quick example of that in a minute. FBA price average, so that's people who are selling with Fulfilled by Amazon. buy box price average. So these are just price averages that really help us to figure out the market price right now and whether it's trending up or down, which is fantastic. Now we got the bestseller rank. Okay, BSR is bestseller rank. That's the rank that we talked about for demand. That shows us if it's a fast selling item or not. And you can see how this is trending over time, right? So in the last year, the rank has been 2,500 give or take, which is a really good rank. But in the last 7 days, it's 1,500. So it's massive seller in the last 7 days. You can tell a great story on whether interest is increasing or decreasing on a set over time by looking right here at the bestseller average and whether it's going up or down over time. And then this is just incredible for Lego investors. New offer count average. This is the average number of people who are on the listing, right? New offer is people who are selling the item in new condition. So now you can directly see the supply of the set and whether it's going up or down. That is so incredible. So an all-time average of this set has been 25 people selling this set on this listing. In the last 7 days, it's been 47. So you can see that more people are starting to list the item. Now, after the set retires, we'll probably see this go up and then start to come down again. And that will really help you to see, is it a good time for me to sell, or is there still a lot of new offers on there? That's fantastic. And then down here we see the buy box rotation history, which is, again, is just incredible. When Amazon sells out of the item, the buy box will go to somebody else. And you can see that happening here. So Amazon has the buy box, for example, for 3 days, then they sell out, and then the corner store took the buy box for 2 hours, and then Amazon came back online with another 2 days before before it sells out again. This stuff is so powerful. It tells us who's getting the buy box. Again, if Amazon are not on the listing after retirement, we'll be able to use this to figure out, can we get the buy box if we're selling on Amazon? How quickly will it rotate to us if we have the same price as somebody else? And that obviously gets into a lot of selling strategy, which is a whole kind of other topic for Amazon, but very powerful stuff. So you can really start to see, a real good picture now of some of the functionality for the FBA Multi Tool. This stuff is so powerful. And, from the ability to calculate your profits right here on the listing page to starting to understand supply and demand in ways that, that you may not have thought about before when you're thinking about a set and what the potential return will be. When it comes to Lego investing, it's all about this stuff. It's all about supply and demand, of course, which everybody knows. But if you go deeper into it, you can start to gauge that, right? You can start to see, before you buy the set, if we're considering to buy the Lego Architecture Statue of Liberty, we can see, is it oversupplied, right? That's a key thing we should ask ourselves. If we go to the Lego Central Perk Friends set right now, we're probably going to see a lot more suppliers on there, a lot more resellers that have been stocking up on that set, which, it may be fine because demand may also be higher. But what if we find a sweet spot where there's a set that has low supply and extremely high demand? That's what we need to be doing. Those are the gold tickets for Lego investors, and the FBA Multi Tool really helps us to figure that out. It helps us to start to find those really good sweet spots and those sets that maybe are flying under the radar in the Lego investing community, but the demand is fantastic and will likely continue to be so after retirement. And those are the ones we want to stock up on. So real quick, I'm going to jump into another set just to kind of give another example, and I'm going to pick one that is already retired, so we can start to see how we might use some of this functionality for sets that we're thinking about selling, right? We've already bought them a year ago, 2 years ago, and now we're considering selling them. So let's do the US Capital, which has been retired since last year. And again, we'll just click into the item on Amazon, and right away we should see the FBA Multi Tool pop up, and let's start looking at some of this stuff. So firstly, let's click on the sales data. Now we can see a different picture with quantities, right? We don't see anybody that has large quantities. We do see one seller that has 20 in stock at $200, but a lot of these other sellers have 1s and 2s in stock. What does that tell us? Well, if we see that the first couple of people have 1s and 2s in stock for lower prices, for 189, 187, these are going to be sold in a couple days, probably, 2 days, these are going to be gone. And then the market price goes to 197 immediately. But you can start to see if the quantities are low and the demand is high and the set is selling fast, you can see that the prices are going to take these leaps, right? When we get to this guy, it might take a little time for them to sell through their quantity of 20, but still this is very low supply in its current shape. So I think that the price on this is going to start to go higher very, very quickly. So that's kind of how we can use that sales data. It's really, really powerful. Now the average rank is much higher here than what we saw on the Statue of Liberty set, but this is still a great rank for a set that's almost double of the recommended retail price right now and has been retired for the last year. So that's fantastic. And also you can see that it's trending down, which means that the demand is increasing even though the prices are going up. Again, that's the Q4 effect. Now let's do a quick buy box calculation or profitability calculation. Let's say we bought these for $75 when they were on the shelves a year ago, and we're going to sell them at the current price. Now this is pre-populated, so let's just go calculate. 115% return on investment even after the Amazon fees. That stuff is just fantastic. We paid 75, we're selling it for 200, we're pocketing $86 per set, which is over 100%. You've over doubled your money in 1 year, which is totally realistic because it was this time last year that people were hoarding and stocking up on this set, and everyone has done quite well on it. And then if we scroll down again and we start to look at some of these graphs, again, the new offer count average, we can see how this is trending, right? So in the last week, there's been 74 new offers, and the all-time average is 39. So what does that tell us? It tells us more people are starting to list the set now. On average, there was 39 people on the listing. Now there's 74. That essentially means that now people are taking the set out of storage and starting to put it online. They want to sell it. So that is really useful information. If we wanted to sell this for a little higher price, we might let some of this sell down. We can see that this is trending up. There's a lot of people listing it. Let's let them sell out. Let's wait a couple months and list the set then. The bestseller rank average, again, we can see how this has changed over time. In the last, let's say 6 months, 21,000, and now it's higher, 25,000. That's obviously a symptom of the price increasing, because 6 months ago the price was not 200 and now it's getting to that 200 price, and the rank is going to go up and the demand is going to be a little lower at higher prices, which is expected, but it's still selling very, very fast. And the Keepa chart shows me immediately right here how fast it's selling. Each of the green dips that you see, the line dropping, is a sale, right? So this shows me that it's selling very, very quickly. Again, we'll go into a lot more detail about the Keepa chart in another video. That's it. That's what I'm going to walk through for this, and I hope you found that useful. I think it is, it's a super, super powerful tool, the FBA Multi Tool. I want to thank the FBA Multi Tool team for sponsoring this video, for giving us an account so that we could show you the power of this tool. It's super, super powerful. And again, if you want to avail of this and use this in your Lego investing business or your reselling business in general, there will be a discount code in the description box down below. It's BrickBucks in capitals. Use that, get the tool. It's fantastic stuff. It will definitely elevate your business to the next level. So that's all we had for you today. Make sure you click the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you see all of the content that we put up. I'm going to be bringing out some more of the technical type videos where we're looking at data and we're looking at the whole idea of price appreciation on Lego sets. I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments if there's any tools that you use in your Lego business. Anything that you think it will be useful to other people. Let us know. We really want to hear it. So that's it for today. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next one.